Hey there, viewers. My name is Torinski, and welcome back to another DCSS Sunday. Today we're of course jumping right back into the usual routine, trying to get a win with every species in the game. Oh, wait a second, that's not right. With every god in the game. Got sidetracked by my old intro. And where we last left off, we'd of course unfortunately seen the demise of good old Nadia, but on the flip side we'd finally upgraded to the latest release version of the game, and with that came the inclusion of armators, and so we were trying that out with good old Rolling Thunder, and so far things were going quite well. So hopefully we can continue to see some good fortune today, and maybe, just maybe, make it through in one piece. But of course, who knows what the dungeon has in store. So without further ado, let's get ready to hop right back in with Rolling Thunder. Fantastic. So we just finished off Layer 5 here. We had to decide where the heck we're going next. Probably back out to the regular dungeon to try and clear a few more floors there before we then pivot into our S branches, taking on probably Swamp first and then Spider, but we'll have to see how it all shakes out. So with that in mind, let's start out by heading back to regular old dungeon, shall we? We did very recently get our hands on this Broadaxe of Electrocution, finally got a barding from Nessos, so things all in all were looking pretty dang solid. And let's see what the last few floors of the dungeon have in store for us, shall we? Hello there, my friends. Ooh, quite a few of you. In fact, Paralyze is at an 80% chance to work. Let's definitely Trog's hand, and that brings it down to a 17, so that's at least an improvement. And then we'll see how much damage we take from these buddies. I think we were getting hit pretty hard, but fortunately, on the flip side, we're also hitting pretty hard ourselves. So all in all, kind of just comes out in the wash, and we're looking pretty fantastic. I'm gonna pop myself into this little hidey hole here temporarily. And fortunately, the demonologist came right up close and personal, so we don't have to worry too much about our fate there, so that's fantastic. Ooh, and finally getting another scroll of ID. Hopefully still have a few waiting for us on the floor here, because we definitely would like to see some more improvements there. I also completely forgot we're wearing a cold resistance ring when we're doing pretty good on cold resistance, so might as well switch over to our poison. I think is probably the next best thing. I mean, if we had access to some electricity resistance, that would definitely be helpful as well, but here we are. Fantastic. Hello, my invisible friend, or semi-invisible friend. Not too bad. Just 4 heads on this Hydra probably is fairly manageable. I know we've largely been resorting to Brother in Arms to make our way through Hydra encounters, but maybe if we just berserk up, and then we can probably kill you fast enough. Perfect. You know what, fine, we'll just wait out here. You rip and tear the barbed spikes from your body. Interesting. Is that a distinct message? I feel like normally it's that you carefully pull the barbs from your body. So that's interesting. I've never seen the Berserk specific message for barbs before. Or I'm completely forgetting that that is just the regular old message. You never really know. Let's definitely bring out magic mapping, because I would love to visit a bazaar here, and we'll deal with anything and anyone who comes between us on our journey there, but hopefully not too much to work with here. I will gladly pick up a blink scroll, and there we go. We hit min delay on axes as well, which is fantastic. So I think fighting probably needs to come up, give us a little bit more of an HP pool to deal with, rather, or to work with even. And then maybe some throwing on the flip side as well would be nice. Evocations also is up there. We do have a box of beasts, so having good evocations goes a long way. I guess we could spread ourselves thinner if we wanted and just go for all 3. But maybe we'll start here, see how it goes, see how long it takes to get up there. And then we can always change our mind at a later date. So that seems fantastic. I'm also... Okay, it is a flickering gateway, because there is the permanent bazaar that you don't have to worry about a time portal, but it seems to me like this is a regular one here. And before I head in, I was about to take a sip of my drink and relax, but before we head in, let's drop some things on the floor here, just make some room in our inventory, seeing as how we never know just how much we'll wish to buy on our way. We, at the very least, have a decent chunk of change on us. 1,300 gold will hopefully be enough to buy anything and everything that we could possibly desire from this. We can drop a couple more things and that should be fantastic. Okay, starting with a weapon sword that has nothing of note. At least makes our decision making easy, so that's always lovely. And then might just buy a scroll of teleportation from there. Nothing really from the armor shop. I'm currently wearing this chainmail here, which vulnerability to willpower sucks, but the rest of it is pretty solid. +6 enchantment, good cold, and negative resistances. Ooh, rings. There we go. So we have poison resistance that's paired with fire resistance, strength, and stealth. Wizardry, probably not going to play too much of a factor. I don't think we'll be casting spells on this run. And alternatively, we have this double fire corrosion. Double fire corrosion is probably worth switching off our current fire resistance for. I could see this being a solid contender for the entirety of a 3-rune run. Getting that nice fire resistance. Corrosion is just kind of a bonus. Yeah, maybe if Wizardry and Stealth were swapped out for something a little more pertinent, it could be argued to pick up my trip here, but instead, the Ring of Summertime. Very fitting, especially for the day I had. I spent most of today getting the garden ready for the spring-summer season, so it's definitely hitting close to home and feels right. You know, got my lilac bushes planted today, got some lavender put in, so that seems lovely. And we'll swap out that bad boy right away here. And anything else for our trouble? Some enchant armor would actually be kind of nice, as well as ID scrolls. I'd be happy to pick up. They're pretty dang cheap, so that seems lovely. And then with 376 left, maybe Scroll of Silence, teleportation. Could just spend all of our money here, even pick up a fog, basically buy the shop out, everything except for the noise scroll. That seems fantastic. And turns out that we had one Scroll of Silence already in our back pocket, so just add to that. Fantastic. And we'll buy one more of these and a potion of cancellation while I'm at it, just to round everything off. And that seems like a fairly good use of our money at the end of the day. And let's finish off some of these ID scrolls as well. Perfect. Ooh, enchant weapon is quite nice. Because we do have this +2 broadaxe, so I think my current plan here, my current thought pattern, is that we should brand this secondary broadaxe and see. I'm hoping for Vorpal. We get heavy instead. So just how much heavier is that? Min delay goes up to, oh, just 1, hey? Oof. I think our shields are currently slowing that down because our skill is correct for min delay. Interesting. It goes to 55 damage rating, so it definitely is a heck of a lot more damage. Interesting. Oh, wait a second. I was also hoping for Vorpal. Heavy is similar to Vorpal. It's element agnostic at least. We don't need to worry about enemy resistances. So that's kind of interesting. This is essentially just becoming the Arbalist of the melee world. You know, at max speed we're only getting 1 attack per turn, but it hits like a truck at the very least. That's interesting. wonder how the math shakes out. I know a few people that I've chatted with aren't super happy with the heavy brand in their experience, so I'm not sure where we stand. It is interesting to see that heavy is included in the base damage here, so it scales off of your strength and skill quite well. Huh. Well. It's at least something to think about in the future here. Another thing to think about. Should I just enchant my barding? I doubt we'll get much better than this. Tower Shield is also a contender for that, but if I get a Tower Shield of Reflection, I will be swapping out most likely. And unless I get Black Knight barding, this is sticking around. So let's just give ourselves 4 more AC, rounding us off to a nice 32 there. And I will definitely try to bring in some friends. There we go. I think this buddy does chop heads, which might have been a bit rough. Fortunately, isn't the case at the end of the day. Also, fortunately, a couple blink scrolls for our trouble is just lovely. Let's see what else this floor has in store, shall we? Hopefully that's most of it sorted out here. Whew, geez Louise. Well, that was a lot of damage in one turn for sure. I mean, I think that included a Torment style effect. 50 damage on you, 36 on you. It's always bad that my instinct is to just go berserk and fight my way through, because no guarantee. I mean, fairly likely that we make it through in that situation, but you never know. So, potentially, let's just take this as a lesson for the future. I don't think I'll need all 6 of these blink scrolls moving forward, so we can probably pretty safely swap one of those out. I'm going to wait for the damage reflection to wear down, and then let's just plop in here one more time, shall we? Holy moly. So I guess that's a big part of that was just our low willpower. Potentially would have been worth it to Trog's hand just to avoid the agony effect from hitting quite so hard. But something to keep in mind for the future at the very least. You know what? Hydra shouldn't be an issue no matter how many heads with 32 AC. Let's potentially stupidly enrage here and just try to murder you. You get up to 14 heads. Not quite a Liernin, but still nothing to sneeze at either for sure. Holy. But not too shabby, and with that, we'll hopefully be able to just clear the rest of the level here. Oh, Bogarts are a pain in the rear. Oh gosh. Invisible and summoning things is a bad mix, to say the least. Holy moly, don't even know where the last buddy is. Oh, there they are. Perfect. Holy. Very interesting start to our afternoon, to say the least, but hopefully that's the worst we have to deal with, at least so far, until we finish clearing out the dungeon here, and maybe even into our S branches. I'm hoping that we're a little bit ahead of the curve, all things considered, and we should be able to just plot our way through without a care in the world. We are at D15 now. Melee could be a problem. Jeez Louise. At least everything here is low willpower. So I think a fear is probably warranted at the very least. And then can I kill you, my friend? Perfect. And for the rest of you, we'll just walk away from that encounter. And here I was supposed to take the Death Knight Skeletal Warrior combination as a lesson to chill out a little bit. Does not seem like I took that lesson to heart, unfortunately, but hey, still plenty of run to go, and as long as I don't die, then there's still time to learn from our mistakes and try to be a little bit safer moving forward. Fantastic. So this could be bad again, but at least this time the melee are in melee range, so we can immediately kill them first and foremost. And let's Trog's Hand, and still a 20% chance of banishment. So let's plop in, not Torment, whoopsie daisies. Let's go with Silence instead. And we should be able to take care of Louise before they get any good opportunities here. So that is fantastic. And then we'll just continue onwards, and hopefully that is once again the worst that we have to face here on D15. 6 heads on you, my friend. Should be able to just fight you off the old-fashioned way. And that is fantastic. There's our entrance to depths found as well. And I would definitely like this fuming orange potion if at all possible. So what can I get rid of? I guess Dex Ring is probably first and foremost on that list. Fantastic. Right. Already forgot about the agony. Jeez Louise, 85% chance is definitely too much, especially with this rolling buddy. It is a rough start for the day for sure, largely due to my own ineptitude, but regardless, it's been a rough one. Do I have to use a blink here? Is essentially what I am debating. Oh gosh, I did not mean to take that step. I definitely could have died. Now that would have been a very unfortunate ramification of my own ineptitude. We'll see. Skeletal Warrior is going to be swinging at us as we walk, but we're just going to take it slow, take our time, and make sure that nothing too lethal happens, and then otherwise should be happy to just deal with this son of a gun. It's Trog's Hand, and then come right back in for more. That at least brings the agony down to only 22%. So much, much better. Fantastic. Ooh, and I will... Oh, I'm 3 gold pieces short of being able to buy the haste as well. Then I'll start with just the heal wounds. That sounds good enough for me. I guess what I should do... Actually, looking now, I have 11 potions of heal wounds. Oh, right, and they're double effective. I probably haven't needed to blink my way out of each and every one of these encounters. I need to remember that potions are twice as effective, which means heal wounds are exceptionally helpful. So again, something to just keep in the back of our minds here. And love to see a nice Ogre Vault, good amount of experience without too much risk. And that is fantastic. With that, I think we're ready to head back into the lair, explore our S branches here, and hopefully start making our way towards the final victory here. See how things go. We at least have decent resistances across the board. Oh, Potions of Brilliance can immediately just hit the deck. Thank you. And that should be fantastic. Also just checking in on our skills here. Fighting is almost to the cap we set. I think I might as well train some shields since it does seem like that's slowing us, and we can confirm that with hitting the @ sign here. Our attack is slowed by our shield, so it is exactly what we expected in that regard. And fantastic. A little more damage than I'd like from all of our springing buddies with reach, but nothing we can't handle. And otherwise, things are going so far so good. Starting to take a little bit more damage than I'd like. Fortunately, the Hydra also taking a bunch of damage from the cloud of negative energy there, so that is wonderful. You know what? I think I will rage here. Probably not, again, my best decision. I feel like we could have definitely taken a little more damage than I would have liked. In fact, as the Elinomi comes in, we'll drink a heal wounds potion just to ensure our survival. Well, we were also still affected by the slow from our berserk. But yeah, slightly risky, but nothing we can't handle so far, at the very least. And hopefully not going to be too much worse as we continue to make our way through the rest of Swamp here. Things should go fairly smoothly all in all. Oh, my druid friend. So the druid will enrage everyone if we, when we kill them. I thought they did at least. Doesn't seem to be the case this time. The druids get nerfed in that regard. Spriggan druids specifically, I should say. Huh. I feel like that used to be a thing, right? Am I just losing my mind? No, that couldn't possibly be it. It's the kids who are wrong.